Good afternoon, everyone. Let me share my screen. All right, so let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Shintaro FUJII, fund manager of the Japan Fund for the Joint Crediting Mechanism, JCM, from Asian Development Bank, ADB. Thank you very much for inviting me to this important event. JCM is one of financial support schemes for JCM projects. We are currently supporting the geothermal power generation project in Indonesia. Today, I would like to provide an overview of JCM and introduce the geothermal project in Indonesia. Before speaking on JCM, let me mention about ADB's strategy 2030, which is ADB's long-term corporate strategy that sets ADB's course on how best to respond to Asia and the Pacific's changing needs. ADB sets climate change as one of the 7 operational priorities. Under the strategy 2030, originally, we aimed to mobilize $80 billion in climate finance cumulatively from 2019 to 2030, but we have raised our ambition last October to achieve $100 billion in the same period. Also, ADB committed that at least 75% of its operations will support climate action by 2030. In addition, ADB's strategy 2030 set ambitious targets for providing reliable energy access to all, together with the amplified calls for action on climate change. With this regard, we have released the new energy policy last October, which gives more emphasis on promoting low carbon transitions across the region. ADB has been implementing its carbon market program more than 10 years for incentivizing investments in low carbon technologies in developing countries in Asia-Pacific region. JCM is one pillar in the carbon market program, shown in the orange box here. Let me move on to the overview of JCM. JCM was established in 2014 as one of ADB's trust funds contributed by Government of Japan. The cumulative amount of the contribution is $95.8 million. JCM provides grant for adoption of advanced low-carbon technologies in ADB-financed projects that use JCM. Both sovereign and non-sovereign projects are eligible. Sovereign projects mean projects in which ADB lends to central governments or other entities with government guarantee, and non-sovereign projects means projects in which ADB lends to the private sector or other entities without government guarantee. This shows roles of key entities in JCM projects. ADB is at the bottom right part. ADB provides a loan to project participants, and the JCM team provides grants and other supports to project participants so that they can meet JCM requirements. JCM eligible countries are these 11 countries, including Indonesia, written in blue here. This shows JCM support schemes. For sovereign projects, JCM provides grant for incremental cost between advanced low-carbon technology and business as usual technology. Maximum amount of grant is 10% of total project cost, capped to $10 million. When the total project cost is less than $50 million, then $5 million is maximum amount of grant. For non-sovereign projects, JCM provides grant as an interest subsidy to ADB's loan. This means that the borrower will repay the loan with reduced interest as a result of receiving the grant from JCM. Maximum amount of interest subsidy is 10% of total project cost, capped to $10 million. If the private sector participants here consider using JCM, then you need to use ADB loan. This is the entry point for using JCM for non-sovereign projects. This is a list of the projects supported by JCM. We have 6 projects, and the geothermal power generation project, phase 1, is the latest one, number 6, that was approved by the government of Japan in last April. We have committed $10 million grant to the project for introduction of advanced low-carbon technologies to the project. JCM provides additional financing to the project, and this has to be approved by ADB management, which is expected within third quarter this year. In the meantime, the project is making progress for preparation of bidding documents of the Patuha Unit 2 geothermal power plant, which JCM will support. I will explain more detail of the project in next slides. This is the basic data of the project. The overall project support geothermal project development in Indonesia with $469.2 million. The estimated cost for the Patuha Unit 2, which JCM will support, was originally $79.43 million, and to be supplemented by JCM with $10 million. The executing and implementing agency of the project is PTE Geodipa Energy. The Patuha geothermal power plant is located around 30 kilometers away from the capital city of West Java, Bandung, and 185 kilometers from Jakarta, as you see in the map. These are some of the photos of the project site for the Patuha Unit 2. At the top left side, you can see a power plant, and this is the Patuha Unit 1. In the area next to this plant, the new Patuha Unit 2 will be developed. The original components of the Patuha Unit 2 plant include 4 points. First, drilling of new wells for the production and re-injection of reservoir fluids. Second, construction of steam gathering and fluid re-injection systems connecting the wells and generating units. Third, construction of 55 megawatts net output power plant and Patuha. Transmission interconnection systems between the plants and the grid. And the expected emission reductions are around 5.28 million tons of CO2 equivalent over 20 years. With the JFJCM support of $10 million for the Patuha Unit 2, the project will introduce the first of its kind technologies for large-scale geothermal power plant. And we expect 4 points. First, improved plant efficiency to convert steam to electricity. Second, minimize degradation of plant performance. Third, improved reliability, reduced unplanned outage periods of the geothermal power plant. Fourth, therefore, the renewable energy penetration into existing grid will be achieved, and greenhouse gas emissions will be further reduced. With this, the amount of GHG emission reductions to be achieved by the project will be increased to around 5.47 million tons of CO2 equivalent. Next, let me quickly introduce the 5 advanced low-carbon technologies supported by JFJCM for Patuha Unit 2. The first one is a steam turbine with advanced design. The turbine should be designed with lower condenser pressure to improve plant efficiency and lower steam consumption. Axial exhaust turbine is one of such advanced design, where turbine exhaust steam flows to the condenser without changing flow direction. This technology is the largest contributor of additional GHG emission reductions enabled by the JFJCM support. Second, it is the anomaly predictive diagnosis using Internet of Things, IoT, and artificial intelligence, AI. This will enable GeoDeeper to respond issues before equipment failure, which will reduce unplanned outage period of the power plant. Third one is the direct drive motors for cooling tower fans. This will reduce parasitic load, resulting in improved plant efficiency. Fourth one is the hybrid type cooling tower fill. This will reduce degradation of plant performance, as it is less likely to clog compared to other conventional fill types. And finally, the monitoring of temperature distribution inside the cooling tower using optical fibers. This will optimize the operation and maintenance of the cooling tower, contributing to minimizing performance degradation. In conclusion, ADB strongly commits to continue assisting Indonesia and other member countries in addressing climate change with its increased ambition for climate finance. ADB is embedding climate change mitigation and adaptation measures in its infrastructure investments and supporting Indonesia's nationally determined contribution goals under the Paris Agreement. JFJCM is exploring more potential projects to help decarbonize Indonesian economy in various sectors, including energy, transport, waste management, water, and others. The private sector plays a key role in this regard. ADB will continue to play a major role in financing climate-related private sector projects in Indonesia, including support for greater use of cutting-edge clean, renewable, and energy-efficient technologies. Hope this presentation is useful, particularly for the private sector participants today, so that we can develop more JCM financed projects in Indonesia. So let me stop now. Thank you very much.